Oh my God!
What was that?
30,000 feet above Earth. A sealed cabin. The first infected attacks.
Please remain calm. We are experiencing some turbulence.
Blood sprays across the aisle as screams echo off metal walls. No escape, no rescue, just hunger and fear at 30,000 feet. What would you do to survive? Blood hits the cabin wall before anyone even screams. It is warm, thick, and metallic. A man in the aisle convulses, thrashing against his seatbelt, his veins swelling dark beneath his skin like ropes pulling tight. His jaw cracks open with an unnatural snap. Before the crew can reach him, he lunges sideways and sinks his teeth into the throat of the woman beside him. The sound is not like in movies. It is raw, wet, the sound of life being torn away. You are 30,000 feet above the earth in a sealed box, and the first infected is already feeding. Subscribe to Think What If, because what happens next will follow you long after this flight has ended. The cabin freezes. Phones rise to record, voices whisper in disbelief, but the illusion lasts only a second. Blood sprays across the overhead bins. The woman gurgles as she collapses. Passengers scream, the sound bouncing off the narrow metal walls. Panic slams through the rows. Seatbelts rip, bags tumble, children wail. The air, once filled with recycled calm, turns sharp with fear and iron. You grip the armrest, but the truth strikes harder than any turbulence. You cannot run. You cannot hide. The doors are sealed. The sky itself is your prison. The infected man stands. His face is smeared red, his eyes fogged, his teeth bared and broken. He stumbles forward, then moves with sudden speed, climbing over the seats like an animal. Passengers push back, crushing into each other. The aisle is too narrow, too crowded. Every scream fuels the madness. You feel your pulse in your teeth, hear it in your ears. You want to move, but where can you go? Every row is a trap, every second another chance to be caught. You realize in horror that the outbreak has no borders. It has already begun. A flight attendant fumbles with the intercom. Her voice is trembling, high, begging for calm. Please, stay seated. Everything will be all right. But her words collapse as the infected pounces. He slams into a man, tearing into his arm, then his shoulder, then his face. The man's screams choke into silence. The infection spreads with every bite. The woman's voice on the intercom cuts off into static. In the space of a minute, 3 more passengers are attacked. A chain reaction has started. Each bite is a death sentence. Each scream is a countdown. How long until it reaches you? You hear someone banging on the cockpit door, fists hammering wood and steel. "Open up," they yell. "We need help." But the door stays shut. Inside are the only people who can fly this plane. Why don't they answer? Are they alive, or have they already changed? The thought chills you. You glance toward the exit rows. At 30,000 feet, what good is an exit? Opening the door means instant death. Staying inside means waiting to be eaten. Your options shrink with every breath. The infected multiply. The cabin becomes a battlefield of screams and blood. A child wails as her mother drags her under the seat, hiding, trembling. A man grabs the nearest bottle of wine and smashes it against an infected's face, shards slicing into pale flesh. For a moment, it works. The infected stumbles. But then he keeps moving, glass still embedded in his skull, blood pouring like oil. The sound of his scream is worse than silence. It is hunger in pure form. Then, a gunshot cracks the air. The noise is deafening, louder than the engines, louder than thought. A man in plain clothes, an air marshal, raises his weapon again. Relief sweeps through the cabin. For one breath, you believe. Another shot rings out. A bullet tears through the infected's head. Blood sprays the ceiling. The passengers gasp, hope rising. But then, the infection keeps moving. The bullet did not stop him. The head wound is just another wound. The marshal fires again and again, but the thing will not fall. The hope dies as quickly as it came. The crowd surges. Bodies slam against you, trampling whoever falls. You feel fingernails dig into your arm as someone claws past you, desperate. You hear prayers whispered, voices cracking, promises of salvation that will never come. A man collapses at your feet, his throat gone, his blood spraying across your shoes. You stagger back, slipping on the wet carpet. The gun clatters across the floor, spinning, stopping at your hand. The metal is cold, heavy, and final. Do you pick it up? Do you risk it? If you fire, you draw attention. If you don't, you are defenseless. What would you do now? The plane shudders. It drops suddenly, your stomach slamming into your chest. Passengers slam into the ceiling. Luggage crashes down, cracking skulls. Oxygen masks fall, dangling like pale faces. The cabin lights flicker, bathing everything in a sickly glow. Screams mix with the roar of engines. The infected are thrown forward, crashing into seats, but they rise again, unfazed, crawling, climbing. Gravity means nothing to hunger. You hold onto the gun, your finger shaking on the trigger. Your breath is short, shallow, raw. You whisper to yourself, "Don't look back, don't look back, don't look back." But you look anyway. Dozens of faces, shredded, dripping, their mouths wide, their eyes hollow. They move as one, a tide of flesh, faster now. Their screams cut into your bones. You know them. These were passengers, people who boarded with you, people who laughed, who read books, who slept peacefully only an hour ago. Do they remember? Do they know what they've lost? Or are they nothing but hunger now? The cockpit door bursts open. The captain emerges. His uniform is neat. His cap still on his head, but his face is wrong. His lips are cracked, his teeth stained red, his eyes glassy. His hands drip blood. He lunges forward. The flight has no captain anymore. The plane is flying blind, carried by engines and gravity alone. The sight rips the last thread of control from the cabin. People scream, not just from fear, but from despair. If the pilots are gone, then what hope is left? The fuselage groans, the plane rattling as though it knows it is doomed. You hear a voice, someone screams your name. You turn, it is someone you know, someone who boarded with you. Her arm is bleeding, torn open, the bite mark deep. She begs you for help, her voice breaking. Her eyes are still human. Her hand trembles as she reaches out. You freeze. You know what comes next. In minutes, maybe seconds, she will change. Do you pull her close, knowing she will turn? Do you leave her, knowing she will die hating you? The plane dives again. The infected slam forward, tumbling into seats, teeth snapping, claws scraping. The aisle is flooded with bodies. You push past, shoving through, your heart pounding. The emergency exit looms ahead, a thin promise of escape. Your hand grips the handle. Cold metal burns your skin. Could you open it? Could you throw yourself into the night sky, trading teeth for the void? What kind of death do you choose? Behind you, the horde rises. They crawl over the seats, over each other, eyes fixed, mouths open. Their shrieks are louder than the engines, louder than thought. Their hands stretch toward you. Fingers graze your shoulder. One choice, 1 second, one truth. The final image burns into your mind. Dozens of faces, twisted, dripping red, rushing at you in a blur. The plane shudders, metal groaning, wings trembling, as if it knows it will never land. You whisper again, softer this time, "Don't look back." But you do. The roar fills your ears, a wall of sound, the last sound you may ever hear. The screen fades, but the question remains. If this was your flight, what would you do to survive? Remember this plane, remember this choice, and subscribe to Think What If, because the next outbreak may not start in the sky. It may start with you.